Okay, today I'm going to teach everyone to do the setting about the DELL switch. Please, at first you need to have a LAN cable and a connector to connect your laptop. Use the LAN cable to connect with your laptop and the switch together. And then, please take a look at the node of the DELL switch. The default setting, the IP address is 192.168.2.1. So if we want to do some setting, we need to set our laptop as the same web domain as the DELL switch. So at first, we're trying to get into the control panel, and then get into the network setting here, property, and trying to choose the IPv4. Here, in my laptop, I'm using DHCP, but now we need to change it into the same domain. So we need to set it as 192.168.2. Can I use 1 because 1 is the switch, so maybe you can use 7. Okay, and trying to that is 255.255.255.0, and just okay and press okay. Here, and trying to open the browser. Actually, I'm using Google. So here, maybe you can just type 192.168.1. Not here. 0.2.1. This IP address is the same as the DELL switch. Okay. And you can see now we're get into the setting, and the username is admin and the password is admin2. So now we're trying to log in. Okay, and this is the first time I'm trying to set up, so can press next. And here we need to change it as a static IP because our AVAS server, the IP address is 192.168.1.1. Because of our AVAS server, the gateway is the 192.168.1.200. So in the switch, we need to let it be 192.168.1.1. Okay. Okay, because I changed the IP address, so in this time you can see the setting was behind. Why will be behind? Because the IP will be already be changed into the 1.192.168.1.1. So at this stage, we need to close the browser and get into the setting again. Take a look at the web setting, property, IPv4, and change 2 into 1. Okay, that's it. Okay, get into the Google again and type 192.1.1.1. Okay, we get into the DELL switch again, Okay, so now we're getting to, let me switch the screen here a little bigger. Okay, you can take a look at here. At the first part, we need to enable the DHCP server. So we'll get into the network administrator, DHCP server, and you can see to let the DHCP server to be enabled, so you can edit. Oh, okay, the DHCP server is enabled. Then, network pool. We need to set it as the setting. Add. Pool name is IOR. Network mask. Address pool start. End of the okay. Then we try to the static host. Edit. Add. The host name is server, server. IP address is the trying to choose it as the MAC address. Okay. And then we need to type in the MAC address. This MAC address is the same as your AVAS server. Okay, this MAC address is the same as your AVAS server. The name port of your AVAS server. Okay. Okay, so now we get into the DHCP snooping. DHCP snooping. Trying to that these be enabled, disable, enable, disable. So we need to set it is enable, disable, enable, disable. Okay, take a look. Enable, disable, enable, disable. And then we need to set in the enable layer 3 multicast. So multicast. enable layer 3 multi-capped. Global. Need to set the global parameter as enable, disable. So need to be enable, disable. And then trying to set it as the, let me check. Global parameter, we need to set it as the IP group address. So here we need to set it as a IP group process. Okay. And then going to enable IGMP. IGMP snooping here. And we can see here is some edit here. This is edit. Okay. This be enable v2 and then be enable, and here is enable, and trying to choose it as v2. Okay, double check. Enable v2, enable 2 1 2 5 10 2 1000, enable v2 192.168.1.1. Okay, now we're going to set it about MLD snooping here. This is the disable v2 enable, disable v2 enable, and then here is the enable, disable, enable, disable, enable. In this part we need to choose it as v1. Okay, double check. Disable v2 enable, disable, enable v1. Okay, and now we're trying to unregister multicast. Here we need to set it as the port, and you can see here is forwarding, but we do not want to set it as here. We need to set as filtering. So we need to go here and edit. All these settings need to be set it as filtering. So here we need to set it one by one. Filter. Okay. One by one. Okay, all the settings set it as the filter. Okay, now save it. Okay. Next, we're going to enable jumbo frame. This being at the setting, port setting, ports. At here, you can see you need to set it as enable. So far, if that you have chance to see some part is the disable, some part is enable. Trying to add here to edit to let it be enable. But sometimes in my for my experience, sometimes I can see only this one can be enabled, this one is disabled, and after the edit we cannot to change the setting of it. If you have faced this case in future, please help me to just shut down your switch and then log in again. You can see these jumbo frame will be changed into enable. Okay, so next one we're going to disable snapping tree protocol. Snapping tree. Snapping tree. Here. Snapping tree. Okay, you can see we need to change it as the global here. Change it into disable. Okay. Only this one need to be changed. You can double confirm. Disable, RAID STB, loading, long, 32768 22015. Okay, let's be done. Okay. Then you can see that I have some STP. Okay, that's great. Okay, after this setting, I have a SOP here, right? You can follow the SOP to do this setting, and I also can provide you how to say that, the picture that have all the settings that have been successful before, so you can use these kind of the picture to do the double check about your switch setting. And you need to make sure every setting of your switch need to be the same as this picture. Only expect of the MAC address depends on your AVAS server, the LAN port MAC address. So you can be double check here. Let me double check by myself. First one, you need to do the multicast, multi-group here. You need to go and set the multicast here. Multi-parameter. Enable, disable, enable. Enable, disable. Great. Multicast group. IPv4, yes. Okay, next one, multicast 4. One. Okay, IPMG snooping. One enable, V2 enable. 2 125 10 to 1000. Enable V2 192.168.1.1. Okay. Next one is MLD snooping. Okay. And we can double check here is Disable V2, enable 2, 1, 2, 5, 10, 2, 1000. Enable, disable, enable V1. Okay? Then the register is port, and make sure he's trying to do the filtering. And you can see all the settings he's trying to as the filtering. Okay. Multicast TV, VLAN. Okay. 1. Okay. Next, we're going to set up about the DHCP snooping. Here, DHCP snooping. Enable, disable, enable, disable. Enable, disable, enable, disable. Okay. The VLAN setting. Trust is disabled. No data we show. Okay. Next is the DHCP relay. No data display. Disable. No data. Okay. Next one. Ports. Jumbo frame. Okay. So now we'll jump back to the port setting. Ports. Jumbo frame. Make sure it is enable. Okay. Practice port. Isolate. Great. Profile. Great. Done. Okay. This part is about your connected, so just forget about it. Okay. Snapping tree. Snapping tree here. Snapping tree. Okay. Disable. Disable. Okay. Snapping tree. Disable. All the things disable. MTS. The HCP server. Enable DHCP server. IOR. Okay. This MAC address depends on your AVAS server, the port that you connect. Okay, I think it's great, and the address binding. Okay. Okay, this one is the which one you connected. Okay. I don't think this one is be some known to be set. Okay. Next. Multicast. Here. Multicast here. Enable, disable, enable, disable, IPv4. Great. Here. Okay, this one is we already reset before. Only this one need to be double confirmed here. The edit global parameter here. Global parameter. Make sure it's using IP group address here. Okay, and I think everything will be done. Okay, so please help me to reboot the switch. Yes. Okay, so now the switch is trying to reboot. Thanks for watching, and I think all the setting will be done. Thanks.